Hi everyone. As a year comes to an end, we often think of our wish for the new year. And many of these wishes seem so obvious that they are deemed beyond questioning. Yet the pursuit of these goals do not always bring happiness. A lot of the time, we forget to take a step back and question what having something is really about and whether there is a better way of meeting that underlying need. Because I have never wanted to have children, I bring genuine curiosity to the question of why some people pursue fertility so relentlessly when conception doesn't come easily. And it so happens that in recent months, I've met a couple of people working in fertility treatment. So, in this video, I just want to share with you my thoughts on this one area of curiosity. We are genetically wired to procreate, so I understand why most people want to have children. I also can imagine that even if the desire is not there, once parents welcome their first child into the world, they see that as the most wonderful thing in their lives. However, if one is not blessed with fertility, what is it about having children that many people feel cannot be obtained in other ways? I know that where I come from, someone's infertility can cause a breakup of an otherwise happy marriage. I also know that many people feel inadequate for not being able to reproduce. But why? What makes someone happy to adopt and other people not? Why do some people try different methods to help with fertility and then peacefully get on with a childless life while others keep on pursuing at all costs despite the distress entailed? A clinical researcher who works in the field of infertility tells me that many people see having children as a right. I personally see fertility as a blessing, not a matter of course. The very way every child born without defects is a blessing. Of course, everyone expects their children to have two arms. But if someone is born without an arm or loses it at some point in their life, I think the person is more likely to learn to live with it than to pursue the creation or recreation of that arm at all costs. So, why is it so different with fertility? There are many possible answers. A therapist who works with people going through IVF cycles tell me that generally people want to live up to social expectations, especially when everyone around them manages to have children. Some people also want to give another person what they wanted but did not get as a child. And I also remember being told about a belief in Vietnam that a marriage would inevitably lose its flair. So having children becomes necessary to keep the bond in a marriage. I personally think that having a child has a lot to do with our fundamental human desire for a legacy in this world. These reasons and others that you may come up with all seem valid. But at a fundamental level, they have little to do with the ability to reproduce. In other words, they imply deeper needs that can be met in ways other than having one's own children. Lastly, I would like to digress a little and talk about the virtue of fertility in itself. If we take humankind as a whole and look at our dominance on this planet versus other animals, we are certainly more at risk of overpopulation rather than underpopulation. At that macro level, is procreation that important a part of our existence on Earth today as it was thousands of years ago? I mean, does it matter if 70% of the world can produce and the other 30 not? Obviously, I don't mean that we don't need to reproduce, but do we need to have that ability in all of us? Even if the desire is in our gene, is it still a natural choice in these days and times? And that's the thought I would like to leave you at this time of the year. Have a lovely 2016, and hopefully, I will get to connect with many of you in the new year. Bye bye.